Hi, Mikey and KM Fitness. I'm coming to you today with a very simple home program that only needs a dumbbell weight or dumbbell weights and a physioball. 8 exercises, whole body workout. The goal is to get breathless and burning, so we want you to pick a weight that you can do around 10 to 12 repetitions, okay? Very specific with regards to technique, form, breathing, cadence, and so forth. I'm going to run through them. This is just a tutorial for people to use at home. Again, we want to do 10 to 12 reps, 2 to 3 sets per body part, and you just keep going through. I find if you do one after another, you tend to work a little faster and you get a little more breathless and a little more burning. So let's start with a very simple exercise, the dumbbell bench press. You're going to sit on your physioball, take the weight in just one hand, roll out so that your head, neck, and shoulders are well supported, elbow at shoulder height, forearm perpendicular to the ground, push over your head, 12 repetitions. Up on a 2 count, down slow on a 3 to 4 count. Okay, I'm keeping my hips elevated and I'm keeping my abdominals firm. So I'm going to do 10 to 12 repetitions with the weight in one hand and then switch immediately right to my other hand and do the same thing, making sure I'm keeping my hips up and making sure my head, neck, and shoulders are well supported. Okay, the second exercise you can go right into is a pull over. So again, my arms are coming up over my head and I'm pulling the weight up and over the chest. Make sure you keep the elbows as straight as you can and make sure you keep your hips stable and try not to overly arch your back. Okay, if you have any discomfort in your low back or in your shoulders or your chest, you're to immediately stop and switch. The next exercise is a single arm row. You're going to put the ball under the hand, come into a little sit position, making sure your back stays arched, your hips and knees slightly bent, head and chest elevated, lift up and back. Okay, so again, this is going to strengthen my legs, but the exercise is predominantly for the back, for the latissimus dorsi muscles. Then you just simply switch sides. Again, 10 to 12 repetitions with a weight that creates a breathless and burning environment in the working muscles. Okay, next exercise is a goblet squat. So we don't need the ball for that. You make the letter V with your hands. Now, what happens if you can't lift the weight's too heavy? So your progression is hands out in front, feet shoulder width apart, sit back as if you're sitting into a chair. Okay, the deeper you go, the more glutes and hamstrings you bring into the activity. If it's too easy, you pick the weight up, make the letter V with the hands, sit in the chair, stand up out of the chair. Okay, good. Make sure you don't bounce at the bottom and don't drop yourself, you lower yourself. Next one is a single leg deadlift. Normally you would hold on to the back of a chair, but because I don't have a chair here, we're going to pretend. Whatever weight is in that hand, that leg is going to stay on the ground. So I want you to think of this as like a seesaw. One kid on one side, one kid on the other, and they go up and down equal and opposite. So I'm going to lift my left leg because the weight's in my right hand. Lift the leg and the hand will follow. Okay, making sure you keep your back arched. Whoops, I lost my balance there for a second. And head and chest stay elevated. 12 on one side, 12 on the other. Don't reach for the floor. Lift the leg and the hand will follow. Okay, next one is a high pull. This one you would actually use a weight in each hand, so you're going to have to pretend I have a weight in each hand. Head and chest stays elevated. You lift your elbows and the hands will follow. Okay, so if you notice, my hand is much lower than my elbow, so I'm not doing this. I'm lifting and doing this. Okay, and again, 10 to 12 repetitions with a weight that's heavy enough to cause some breathless and burning in the shoulder. Next one is a bicep curl. Okay, you're going to have one in each hand, but again, I only have one, so I can use my other hand to point. Start like you're carrying a suitcase or a shopping bag in your hand. You bend your elbow. As soon as your hand clears your hip, you bring the weight up and in. So I don't want that elbow migrating forward. I want it to stay down and squeeze. And you're going to use both arms simultaneously. When I say squeeze, I'm talking about the bicep, not your hand. So give me a nice little squeeze at the top. Just like that. And then last but not least is a tricep extension. Now you can either do it with your hand over your head in this manner where your elbow points directly to the sky, okay? Or you can do a kickback. One hand on the ball, kick the arm straight back. Okay, and I picked a very heavy weight on this one, so I can't do 12. This weight would be too heavy for my kickbacks. Okay, so that's your whole body exercise with a physioball and a dumbbell. If you have any questions and concerns, reach out to us at KeenanMedicalFitness.com or give us a call at 732-292-1333. Take care. We'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.